Have you ever wondered what makes you, a massive redwood tree, and a tiny microbe in the dirt all, well, alive? Today we're going to jump right into the science that ties every single living thing together on this planet. We're talking about the incredible world of life sciences. Just think about that for a minute. From the smallest little bacterium to the biggest blue whale, we're all connected by this hidden biological language. It's a code, literally written into our cells, that directs this amazing, unfolding story of life. And life sciences? Well, that's our key to actually reading it. So why even bother trying to read that story? I mean, have you ever just stopped and been amazed at how your own body just works without you even thinking about it? Or how a tiny little seed knows exactly what to do to become a giant tree? These are the kinds of questions that really spark our curiosity. And digging into those questions, it does more than just spit out answers. It's kind of like getting a new toolkit for your brain. It really pushes you to think critically, to get good at solving problems, and to just see the world around you with a much, much deeper appreciation. Okay, so the term life sciences can sound pretty intimidating, right? Super big and complex. But when you really break it down, it's actually beautifully simple. So at its heart, it's just the study of everything that's alive. And I mean everything, from the invisible molecules that make us up to the huge ecosystems we live in. It's really about getting the whole picture, from the tiniest detail to the biggest view.
And I love this slide because it splits the term into two really simple ideas. On one side, you've got life, that's the what, that's all the stuff we study. And on the other side, you've got science, and that's the how. That's how we study it by asking questions and running experiments to find the answers. Simple as that.
And that how we learn, it's so much more than just memorizing a bunch of facts out of a textbook. It's a really active process, a way of thinking that tries to balance three main goals. And you can see those three pillars right here. Of course, it starts with knowing the content. You got to have the theory down. But then you get your hands dirty with practical, hands-on work. And finally, you tie it all together by understanding how it applies in the real world. It's kind of the difference between just reading a recipe and actually learning how to cook, Okay, so with a subject this massive, how in the world do you organize all this knowledge? Well, the whole field is broken down into three main themes, or what we call knowledge strands. Just think of them as three different camera lenses we can use to look at this incredible web of life. Our first lens is basically a super powerful microscope. We are zooming way, way in, past anything the naked eye can see, to look at the absolute fundamental building blocks of life itself: molecules, cells, and tissues. And just look at this. This is where all the magic happens. We're talking about that elegant double helix of DNA, the little powerhouse mitochondria chugging away. This is the actual machinery that makes a living thing live. It all starts right here. Okay, now let's switch lenses and zoom out a little. With this second view, we're looking at how all those trillions of tiny parts work together to create the complex creatures and plants we see every single day. This is where we study systems in action. How does a plant manage to turn sunlight into food? It's amazing. Or how do our own bodies fight off sickness? It's all about these remarkable processes that life has figured out to survive and, thrive. And for our last lens, we are pulling the camera all the way back for the widest view possible. Now we're looking at the huge, epic story of life on Earth, played out over millions and millions of years. This is where we get to tackle the really big, beautiful ideas: evolution, genetics, and all the forces that created this just mind-blowing variety of species on our planet. This isn't just biology anymore. This is the story of where we all come from. Okay, so this is all fascinating stuff, but why does any of it actually matter in your day-to-day life? Well, as it turns out, the skills you get from understanding all this are incredibly practical. See, learning life sciences really trains you to think more clearly. You start being able to evaluate complex issues around things like health and the environment, you can understand new technologies, and you become a much more responsible citizen of our planet. It's just a powerful way of thinking that is so valuable in any part of your life. And speaking of your life, this field opens up a whole universe of possibilities for a career.
I mean, you could study the ancient past as a paleontologist, or you could work right now managing our natural world, or you could even help invent the future in these total game-changing fields like biotechnology and genetic engineering. So, in the end, life sciences really connects you to the entire story of our planet. Its ancient past, its living, breathing present, and its incredible future. It's not just about finding the answers, it's really about learning how to ask better questions. And the only one left to ask is, what are you going to discover?